Did you crack my baby's head?
Yeah. Galir just died.
Fuck, wizard. For once.
Hey, you know. Fuck up. Mike!
Kill him!
Shit sits in my bones and I feel it.
Whoop whoop! Welcome back to LHRPG. Finally, we have returned. We should have been back last week, but without going too much into detail, hashtag blame Strife. So, today was our Hallowicked game. And what did we play, Dorian?
The Thing.
The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. So basically, I've been wanting to do this for years. Basically, what I've done is I took the script from the movie and converted it into a gaming module. Okay? And what do we think of it before we get into details?
It was fun.
Yeah, we need more than it was fun. Without spoilers, just give a brief breakdown of what the story is about and what you thought of it.
What do you mean by a brief breakdown?
Like, give us a general idea of what the plot is without going too in detail about exactly what happened.
Things popping out of people.
I wouldn't call it that. Alright, so basically, for any of you guys that don't know The Thing, group of scientists in Antarctica come across an alien that can take the form of its prey. It imitates things. Right? Basic idea. And what about this story did you like?
I was trying to keep away from the infected. Trying not to get infected.
Anything you didn't like?
Well, I thought I was gonna survive.
Spoiler alert. He died. Oh, shit. What didn't you like? I thought I was gonna survive. Oh, that's great. Anything you would, any advice you would give people thinking about playing this? Before we jump in?
No.
Just going in blind, huh? Alright. So, today's game opened up with, you were playing Clark, the dog handler. And then Strife was playing the cook, Knowles. And Tink was playing Bennings, the meteorologist. And I believe you were the only one of the PCs in the rec room. Like, out with people, right? And you guys heard a helicopter approaching. And what did you see when you went outside?
A husky running towards me.
And?
Getting shot at.
By?
The helicopter pilot.
Yeah. So, what was going through Clark's head when that happened?
I see a dog getting shot at. I like dogs. Trying to save it.
No, you didn't try.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you ran out there. You weren't scared of shit. You were like, Scoop. Come on, buddy. Bad move, huh? Oh, by the way, remember when that dude started screaming at you guys in that weird language? I hope by now you know what language he was speaking.
No.
Norwegian. He was from Norway.
Ah.
You want to know what he said?
What?
Because I know what he said, like word for word.
What do you say?
He said, "Get away. It's not a dog. It's some sort of thing imitating a dog. Get away, you idiots." And then started firing again. Which was when Gary, your station manager, capped him in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Dorian was super pissed when he found out the dog had been shot.
Yeah. 'Cause that's my whole job is to take care of dogs.
Alright, now you gotta get more used to talking on here, so you gotta talk about what happened next. After you brought the dog in and they searched the body, what they find on the body, all that good shit.
I went in here.
Really? You kept dipping the fuck out.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be any good to me for half of this review. Y'all see this shit? The shit I have to deal with. Let's just raise up. Yeah, it does. Okay.
It was some type of paper, wasn't it?
Kinda, you could say that. They found his ID and his work credentials, which is what told them who he was and where he was stationed at. Basically, they find out he's one of the people stationed at this Norwegian base, not too far. So they go up there and check that out. They come across a bunch of weird shit. The whole fucking facility's been burnt down. There's like a dead dude that slit his own fucking wrists and shit. Let himself bleed out in the freezing cold. There's dead bodies everywhere. And the two really super important things they found, three important things they found. They found a couple of small camcorder tapes, a big hollowed out block of ice, and some sort of humanoid-ish looking fleshy fucking abomination. That it looks like you tried to fuse two people together, essentially.
Yep.
All right, you came back in after that, right?
Yeah, we brought it back to the station.
Yeah. You remember what happened next?
They asked. Well, I was the first one to see it, and didn't know what it was. And then they called everybody else in there. They seen what it was. And then they took it to look at it or inspect it.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
They're going to do an autopsy on it.
And then before they got back, I put the dog and then with the other dogs.
Bad move.
Yeah. And then we heard the dogs barking.
Barking, growling, yelping, yap, all that. Like
Yep.
they were going crazy.
So we went up in there. We seen basically a human.
It wasn't really human. This thing. It was fleshy like human skin, But it's not really humanoid. Yeah, give it a nice turn so they can see all the angles. This fucking thing. The dog thing, as it's known by the fans. And what was it doing?
It done sprayed, what was it, 3 dogs?
Mm-hmm.
And had one of them by the tentacles. So we lit it on fire, watched it burn. No, at first somebody shot it.
Yeah, Bennings, Tink shot it.
And what was his name that said, go get the,
Mac told you to tell Childs to bring the flamethrower.
Yep, so got the flamethrower, lit it on fire, let it burn, and it made out like a, what type of sound did it make out?
It was like a combination of a bunch of different, like, animal sounds mixed with people, and it was fucking weird. It was as if you took every sound you've ever heard from any creature and combined it. Blended it all together.
And then we got the other 2 dogs out of there, which I went with them and got some of the, what was the chef's name?
Knowles. Strife was playing. The cook?
Knowles. I went to go get some of his food that he prepared, fed it to the dogs.
Yeah. Pissed him off.
And
So they killed the dogs that were still in there because, keep them from suffering.
Yep.
And then they finished torching that thing. But here's what I was waiting to bring up till we started rolling. If you remember, a part of that thing got out. And you guys never tracked it down. And then later, Childs disappeared.
So if we want to track that,
later, right before Childs disappeared, you noticed Bennings, Blair was gone. Which we'll get to that stuff later, but remember y'all had taken care of all the shit,
Yes.
right? But somehow Blair still got assimilated, right? Y'all never tracked down that piece of the dog thing that got out through the ceiling. So that's what happened there.
So it was first on the dog, and if we would have took care of all that would have been settled.
Pretty much, yeah.
All my fault.
No. I mean, you didn't know. I was banking on you not knowing. That's why I told you not to watch the movie, because the movie opens up the same way with the dog and the Norwegian and the helicopter and all that. The only major difference is the Norwegian dude has another guy with him that's flying while he's shooting, so he doesn't have to switch it into autopilot to shoot. But he ends up blowing up the helicopter with one of those grenades. So nothing on that chopper would have been usable. It would have all been blown up. So I made it to where it was just the dude. That way nobody fucks with the grenades right away and you guys could use them. Alright, so what happened after the dog thing got torched? We went through a lot tonight.
Some of the dog got out, and I forgot what.
I think, because a lot of it was just you guys walking back and forth throughout the compound. We went to the med bay a few times, back and forth to the rec room.
Who actually like could took the blood samples or whatever.
Norris, he was the first one that got assimilated. The first human.
Yeah. Is that why you gave us all a different language? I mean, they gave him a different language?
If their thing came with different languages, they got a different language. For Tink and Strife, I let them pick what it was. And then for the NPCs, I just went with what would be the most believable. And the only ones that got extra languages out of the NPCs was like the doctors, you know. And so I'm thinking, okay, what language does make sense? Well, a lot of the terms they use in this shit comes from Latin. So it would probably make more sense that their second language would be Latin. So that's what they had. Nobody in the group had Norwegian.
I didn't have no other language.
Yeah, a lot of them didn't. Neither did McCready or Childs or
Otherwise,
Palmer.
what would I knew?
If you had Norwegian, yeah, you would have knew. I would have told you what they said.
But you was kind of banking on none of us picking that language.
Mm-hmm.
And if we would have picked that language, you would have switched it.
No, I wouldn't have switched it. I would have just been fucked.
Yeah.
Because y'all probably would have never let the dog in.
Yeah. Well, I probably would have.
The game would have been over.
Yeah.
You'd have been like, he's fucking lying. He just hates dogs. Good boy. Oh. You know it's great when the dog lover picks to play the dog lover. Yeah. Alright, so here, I'll look in my notes to see what I had set up for after. They watched the tapes.
Yep.
You guys watched the tapes. Do you remember what was on the tapes?
The first tape was them putting like what was it? It wasn't TNT, it was...
It was thermite charges.
And then when it blew up, the video stopped.
Yep.
The second video was them pulling it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it stopped. Third video was them at the...
Back at the base with the big block.
And they put a thermite in that too?
No, they were drilling into
it. And did it blow up or something like that?
No, the minute he started putting the drill to it is when the video
stopped.
feed cut. That's the cadaver. Oh yeah, the autopsy of the dog thing. That's when Blair started realizing that this thing can imitate the things it assimilates. So basically, if any of its DNA gets into or on you, it starts turning you into one of it. Yeah, you can see how many times I've got sans save written in this bitch. There's a lot. So
you had to type this up?
Yeah.
That must have been a lot of typing.
No, it's only 4 pages.
Oh, okay. Most of this you made up on the fly, huh?
No.
No?
I took it straight from the movie. You basically played the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, let me... Yeah, biology research indicates that the burnt creatures are still alive. Yeah, see, right here. While the characters attempt to handle the situation, the thing will be lurking around, assimilating whoever it can, starting with NPCs. A biologist character can calculate the creature will assimilate the entire planet within 3 years upon reaching civilization. You found that out. I think that was on Blair's computer, the little simulation he was running.
How did Blair get infected?
The thing that got out through the ceiling got him while he was in the shed. Copper thought of the blood test, but then
it was cut up?
Yep, all the blood was let out.
Wait, so they only took blood samples from us?
Oh yeah, at the beginning of the expedition, for medical reasons. They gotta have your blood on file in case anything happens. So there was a blood bag in that little fridge that each bag had a different name on it, and all of you had one in there. And the bags were slashed open to where the blood just went out all over the floor. And like mixed and blended and shit. So that wasn't gonna work. And I think at that point, that's when you noticed something odd about windows in the med bay.
Him getting snatched up and took out?
Nope. Close, but that's not what happened. What happened was the burnt remains on the table had come back to life long enough to transfer the last of its living cells to him. So then it assimilated him, and then he ran outside as a thing to try to get away.
Oh, I thought the thing grabbed him.
And now he's a thing.
Yeah.
And y'all torched him outside.
Yep.
And shortly after that is when you guys started coming back in because the storm was hitting.
I knew that we should have never put the dude in the shed.
Yeah? Why?
Because either he was infected or something bad was going to happen.
I mean, not putting him in the shed wouldn't have made it any better. If anything, it could have made it worse.
True.
What else can you think of?
Where are we at so far?
You just found out that the blood test Dr. Copper came up with isn't going to work because there's no blood. Oh, wait, no. We found out about that, and then we found Windows getting assimilated.
Yep.
And then he got torched.
And then I had to stand to the wall after he got torched.
Yeah, because they thought that you were a thing. Mm-hmm. I think it was Knowles was holding you at spray point. Knowles had come up with this chemical compound that's acidic to organic materials. And he was like spraying down anything he thought was a thing. So he was holding him up like at gunpoint with a Windex bottle. He's like, don't fucking move. Yeah, after you guys finally came in is when Child's come in talking about finding something. You remember what he found?
Videos? Oh, shirt?
Torn up?
Mm-hmm.
And whose name was on it? Everyone's clothes were tagged with names.
No, not Charles.
No.
God, it didn't start with an O.
Mm-mm. Start with an M.
I don't.
McCready.
Yeah.
It was Mac's clothes that was all torn up.
Did you get those names straight from the movie?
Mm-hmm. McCready was Kurt Russell's character. Childs is Keith David's character. Blair is Wilford Brimley's character. You ever see those old diabetes commercials with the old fat guy? That's the guy that played Blair.
Oh. And then we came up with somebody came up with a new thing about cutting off fingers and having the blood put in a.
Yeah, that came after the whole McCready thing, because that was McCready.
Yep.
Basically, he tried to get back in, and y'all had locked him out.
Yep.
So he broke his way back in through the storage room.
So he didn't actually get the thing. We just thought he did.
Mm-hmm. Basically, someone who had been assimilated got some of his clothes and tried to frame him. Because when the thing assimilates you, it rips through your clothes. Hence why Strife found Norris's long johns in the kitchen trash, trying to dispose of evidence, which is why the name tag was removed. But McCready's name tag wasn't removed because he was trying to point everyone toward him. I told you I'd answer your question.
Yeah.
Does it make it a little more sense now?
Yeah, so what was after we did that, that was before, because before he broke in or anything, we went back to the site.
Oh yeah, you found the fucking what'd you find when you went back to the
ship.
site? Yeah. The big ass flying saucer.
Why was he trying to remake that?
What, the ship? To get the fuck off of our planet before we killed him.
But he could have came back, right?
If the ship worked, yeah. That's why after y'all destroyed the ship, its next plan was to refreeze itself and just wait.
How would it refreeze itself?
You just go out in the elements and wait. Like, you remember when Windows was running and he just stopped and dropped and sat in the snow? That's all you gotta do to freeze. You're in Antarctica. It's 40 below in the daytime. Like, if the ending, if we had done it the way it played out in the movie instead of the way we did it, y'all would have froze to death eventually. Because you got another 6 months before anyone even starts trying to get a hold of you.
So there was no point in me using the flare gun.
Yeah, no. No one's going to see it. I let you do it, though, because it wasn't a bad idea. It's just not going to work.
Yeah.
You're too far from any kind of civilization.
Where's the farthest civilization?
Not in Antarctica. There's literally no one on Antarctica. It's the only place on the world with land that people have not inhabited. It's because we can't live there. Like, y'all had generators and shit just to keep your building warm.
Yeah.
You know?
Then I forgot what we did after everybody.
Mac busted his way back in, and I think y'all were attempting to pull him out of there.
Yeah.
Before he unlocked the door, and he's like, with the flare and the dynamite, he's like, "Don't fuck with me, or I'll blow everything up."
Yeah.
So that got y'all to back off real quick. Someone still tried to go after him, though.
Who?
Norris. And
Because he was
got knocked
infected.
down and seemingly had a heart attack right there. You want to talk about the next thing that happened? Do you remember?
The thing popped out of him.
When Copper went to
no.
defib.
Yeah. We took him to the med bay and tried what is they called?
The chest compressions,
Yeah.
where he's the CPR.
Yeah. And something popped out.
The CPR didn't work, so he went for the defibrillators, and he pumped it. And when he went to pump it again, his chest opened up and bit his fucking arms off, and then that's when that thing popped out. This thing popped out. These are actual molds from the forms it takes in the movies. All except for this one. This is a Gug from Call of Cthulhu, but I didn't have a mold for the Palmer thing, so I had to use this. So, how'd that go? That was pretty creepy.
Yeah. We burnt it alive. Because ain't no bullets gonna hurt him.
So, as they're roasting this fucker, its head splits off and turns into this fucking spider snail thing. It tries to run away. Yeah. Right here. Oh, the focus is horrible. It's a human head with spider legs and eye stalks. But luckily they found it and they roasted it too. Anything of note after that? This is going to be a short one. It was a short game. Like, we only played for like 6 hours.
Hey, what happened after that?
I think the blood test.
Yep.
McCready came up with the idea for that test based on seeing how the head tried to run away.
So, Tink's character tied us up. And they basically used what was it, a knife?
It's a scalpel. It's what surgeons use to cut people open.
Scalpel and cut our finger so we can get the blood, and then he put, what was it underneath?
He put it in a petri dish and then used the flamethrower to heat up some copper wire. So to touch the blood, thinking if it's a thing, it'll burn, so it'll try to get away.
Yeah.
And we went quite a while with dud after dud after dud after dud.
I got a question. If they get if you spit on the ground, ain't that considered a can't use accidentally?
Are you asking if the thing spits on you, if it can assimilate you?
No, I'm talking about if you would spit, can it use your spit to transform into you?
Not if the spit's not in you.
Okay.
Now, in all logic, knowing the way it works, if it were to walk up and spit in your face, yeah, you'd be assimilated.
Yeah.
But that makes for a very lousy story.
Yeah.
The thing just walks around coughing on people and then it wins. That's lame.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do that. But theoretically, that would work. You could just go around sneezing on everybody. So, you remember who ended up being outed during the blood test?
No.
Palmer, the stoner.
And something jumped out of him too.
No, he just transformed.
Oh.
That's why I was saying earlier, it's not really that things are coming out of people. It's more like things are taking these people's form, and then when they're found out, they just transform. But that's what we use this gun for, because if you watch the movie, it looks different, but his head gets teeth and opens up and all that. And this is the closest thing I had to represent that. Because the box didn't come with a Palmer thing.
So
maybe.
does the alien really look like the thing that shows in the box?
It really doesn't have a true form. Are you talking about the main logo thing?
Yeah.
That is actually a picture of one of the characters
Oh.
from the movie. It's just got a light shining. Like the big thing, head thing is a hood.
Yeah.
See, yeah. Right here, so you can see the fur.
Yeah.
And then there's their gloves, boots. It's one of the characters.
Okay.
So he come up and he ate somebody. Who did Palmer eat? Fuchs.
I don't remember all the names.
he bit Fuchs in the face. But you guys ended up torching him, and I think McCready also torched Fuchs. That way he wouldn't be assimilated. We were losing character. Characters are just dwindling down.
Yeah. And
So then you finished the testing, and then untied the rest of everybody. And I think at this point, it was just you, Knowles, Bennings, McCready, Childs, and Gary that were left.
And then, did we go?
And Blair.
Yep.
You didn't get to test Blair, so you were going to test Blair. What happened there?
Was she infected too?
There was...
Yeah,
Bennings was the only female. And in the movie, Bennings was a dude. There was no females. Which is why all the NPCs are dudes. I made Bennings a female for Tank because I know she's not comfortable playing a guy.
Yeah. So, was he infected?
Blair?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that dug that shit on the ground and made that shit. That we haven't got to yet.
Yeah.
He's the one that smashed up all the shit and you locked up and shit.
Yep.
So what happened when you went to go test him?
He wasn't there.
Where had he gone?
We didn't know at the time, so we started looking around, and there was boards moved.
Yeah, he had popped the nails out of some of the floorboards. That way he could easily pry them up.
Yep. And made his own tunnel.
Like a makeshift tunnel connecting to the
actual tunnel.
existing tunnel system, yeah. And what was he doing down there?
Remaking his ship.
Which I think you guys pretty much fucking destroyed and wrecked. Fun fact, if you would have survived this, you would have got sanity points back for that. See?
Well, you weren't expecting no one to survive, huh?
No. But I came up with these just in case you did, because I didn't want to...
Yeah.
I didn't want to railroad you guys, but I wanted to keep it as a linear story at the same time. Which is why I didn't push you to do shit, but I let you know, this is what's going on, this is what this person's doing, and then had you make your decisions.
Yeah.
So you find the ship, you destroy the ship, and then what happened? Do you remember?
The new thing took... What was the dude on my shirt? He was a manager of the station. Gary, yeah.
Yeah. Snatched his ass up real quick.
So we went to go follow. And we thought the only way we can destroy the thing is if we blow up the whole base. So we were trying to get that quicker. So we found it. Well, it was on the. It used to be like an opening where you can just go into the tunnel,
Mm-hmm.
but it was welded shut.
So what'd y'all do?
We used someone put the flame
Yeah, McCready used the flamethrower to heat up the welding beads.
and
I think Strife is the one that chiseled them open.
yeah. And then I went to go try it and accidentally hit Tink's hand and
Fell.
and
You got some of the ember on your face is what caused you to fall.
Yep.
You're like, and then
Gary was standing. No, not Gary.
Blair
Was standing over me, about to spit on me.
throw up. But it was like a clearish, purplish puke, slimy puke, like slime, but more liquidy.
And dang, Tink's character
Bennings. Yeah, she pulled you out the way.
She pulled me out the way. And then I forgot his name. McCready, yeah. Opened up the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then didn't the thing try coming up after us?
No, he roasted the Blair thing, and it started. This is the last form of it you see in the movie, and that's what he turned into. This is the Blair thing. You see, it's got part of the dog. It's got Blair's face on the side of it.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it's creepy. Yeah, let me show them. Check this out, y'all. See here. There's the Blair face. But he roasted it, and then you guys climbed up.
Did you paint that?
Yeah, I painted all these. I didn't do. I'm not professional grade or nothing. They don't look that good, but I think it works for what we need. But I need to see if I can hire JPC to paint some of this shit for us. That's professional grade shit right there. Shout out to JPC. Whoop whoop. Once you guys got up is when the assimilated Gary thing came out and started. And then he sent up a tentacle that grabbed McCready and pulled him down. So he got McCready. Spoiler alert, in my version, McCready dies. And then what'd you guys do?
We threw grenades
Mm-hmm.
down into his mouth. It blew up.
This is what it looked like in its final form for you guys. That's what you drop grenades on. Fun, huh?
Yeah.
You see the Gary face in it?
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll show them. This is the Gary thing. So they blow it up, but they're like right above the blast. So
2 people died.
yeah, Knowles died, Bennings died. I think you were the only person that walked out of that fucking base.
Crawled? Yeah.
So he's fucking making his way out of the rubble, the burning rubble.
Yep.
And just find somewhere outside to sit and wait.
Yep. I threw up a
flare,
thinking somebody would come.
and who showed up? Childs.
Yep.
The one that had disappeared back at Blair's shed.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened?
I got Aiden, and it was ended.
Yeah, for all you Childs was a thing, people. In our version, Childs was a thing. And so the only person to live throughout the whole thing was the Thing. It won. Bummer ending.
Yep.
Any other? Did you like it though?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Anything that was unanswered?
How did the Thing go to the dog?
Because they had a dog. They had a team of dogs there too.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was. If you watch the 2011 version of the Thing, it's what happens at the Norwegian base. It's a prequel to the one we played, and that's the dog is like one of the first things it assimilates. So it had that form. Once it's got your form, it can take it whenever.
Oh.
So like it can like turn into Bennings, right? And then turn back into a dog, and you'll never know.
Oh.
Yeah.
So is that who was tearing up all the planes and stuff?
That was Blair. Trying to keep you guys from being able to leave. That way the Thing couldn't get out.
Oh.
Save the world. Kill your co-workers. Full disclosure, I stole that line from Decker Shadow's review of this movie. I must have watched, between Decker and Deus Deacon, I must have watched their reviews for this movie 100 fucking times preparing for this game. So big shout out to them. Go check them out. If you like horror movie reviews, Decker Shadow and Deus Deacon, they're really good. Hashtag not sponsored. Alright, do we have any last remarks before we wrap this up? You gotta have something. What's the next movie you'd like to do a game on?
Probably the one, the Titanic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta think of what system we could use for. We could probably do the Walking Dead system. There's nothing really, other than like the zombies, there's nothing supernatural really. So, and like I could easily take that system and just leave the zombies out.
Yeah.
You know? And we could use that. It's a dice pool system like Alien. It's very simple. Not that many skills and shit to keep track of. Hell yeah. You could roll up a character for that in like 20 minutes. If that.
Yeah, it don't take long.
Matter of fact, I think we did yours in 10.
Yep.
Alright, so our first movie game success?
Success.
Awesome. I look forward to doing this more. We're going to find that, like, if you guys have any ideas on movies that we should run as RPGs, let us know in the comments. And we'll see if we can make that game diary happen for you. Because this is going to open a whole new world of gaming for us. Because now we don't just have to rely on ventures I have or I can come up with because I'm not that good a writer. But now I can just adapt movies that you guys haven't seen yet. Especially, there's a lot of good horror movies I know you haven't seen because you don't watch horror like that.
Nah.
So, I had a blast. It was very fun. It went the way I thought it would, but it didn't go the way I thought it would, if that makes sense. We followed the movie, but it was different than the movie, if that makes sense. So, go check out John Carpenter's The Thing, if you haven't seen it, from 1982. Great fucking, it's my favorite movie of all time. And check out our other fucking episodes on this channel, if you like Call of Cthulhu, D&D, gaming, shit like that. Fucking, we got a lot of fucking stories on here to watch. Next campaign we'll be doing is Two-Headed Serpent. I'm hoping to get that started soon. And once that's going, we'll have more regular uploads because we'll be doing a game diary for every session like we did with Fantasy High. That's also one we'll be jumping back onto at some point. We'll be doing junior year Fantasy High. But I don't know when we'll be able to do that one because it's going to be the OG group. So it's only going to be when Jade and shit can come down to play it. But yeah, check that shit out, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Whoop, whoop.